rise in morning light. Banners red and gold ignite, marching forth with iron pride. Destro's fortitude at every side. We are Iron Grenadiers. We conquer, we reign. Through fire and fear we forge the chain. Dealers of chaos, masters of might. Victory or profit, both are right. Nations crumble, leaders fall. At our price they heed the call. Mars arms feed the endless war. Their ruin opens prophet's door. We are Iron Grenadiers. We conquer, we reign. Through fire and fear we forge the chain. Dealers of chaos, masters of might. Victory or profit, both are right. The mission paid in war and flame. Destro's code we proudly claim. Iron Grenadiers, march on. Iron Grenadiers, sail and profit on both sides. Iron Grenadiers, march on.
Yo, Joe, listen up, I got a story to tell about a guy named Logan. Oh, he's so swell, he's the G.I. Joe gamer. Cool and witty, talking about those characters, heroes, and villains. At midnight we shout, Yo, Joe, or Cobra, talking about the Joe team and a Cobra time. Joe's got snake eyes, the silent ninja in black. Quick with his swords, he'll give you a heart attack. Then there's Duke, the leader, so bold, gung-ho, always ready to fight and make those cameos. And we can't forget about Scarlet, the ultimate girl power. A fierce warrior, she'll make her enemies cower. Cobra's got Destro to supply the weapons. Cobra commander plots and schemes. See, ruling the world in his dreams. Zartan is never what he seems. And Baroness rocks that black leather outfit. Shoot you quick and slip out the back of the pit. Yo, Joe, Cobra, Logan's here to give his G.I. Joe takes. Oh yeah, Yo, Joe, Cobra, talking about the characters, it's a G.I. Joe thing.
Mature content warning. On Logan's Joe Takes, strategic commentary may include strong language, heated opinions, classified references, time to call in the Joes. Opposing forces may attempt audio interference. Logan's Joe Takes. Mission begins now.
Greetings. I am Logan, the G.I. Joe gamer. Welcome to Logan's Joe Takes. This is episode 70. We're talking Iron Grenadiers. Not just a single character, but a troop builder, so it should be fun. Hello, Dino. Long time no see. And yes, I'm still buds with all the Spine Ticks bros. I'm doing my own thing. So much going on over here on From the Hilt and the G.I. Joe Gamer channel that Things just, we went in separate ways. As far as shows are concerned, we're all still friends. Yeah. Trying to support so many channels. I get you, bud. I get you. I know what you mean. Sometimes you got to just take a step back and take a break. But I got to do my own thing over here. Tonight, we are talking about this guy right here. Grenadier is how they say they pronounce it now. Now, growing up, I never pronounced it that way. I always pronounced it Iron Grenadier because it's based off the word grenade, right? So why would you don't say grenade? So why would you say grenadier? But that's just my opinion. But Iron Grenadiers, whatever you call them. They started with this guy right here and Destro, of course. My original Destro from 1988. I ended up parting him out for other figures because I had other Destros, and then when I get a new Destro, I'd part out the old one. It wasn't the same world back then of trying to collect, but I have two of my original Iron Grenadiers, and yeah, he came with a sword too, but I don't know where my sword is. I have like part bags all over the place, and I just haven't put figure to swords yet. But he came with this big old Uzi, and I have another one for this figure, but I tried to put it in his hand, and his thumb broke. He's really good for COVID. Now I have a file card video that I'll play for the character before we get talking about him. But for now, let's look at a bunch of figures because I got a lot to look at. Because Iron Grenadier is not just one character; it's an entire sub team of characters. Now, the very first year, of course, they had Destro, and I got some carded figures I'll show you because that'll show you what Destro looked like. And I have a modern version of Destro, a 25th anniversary. I like to call them modern figures, but like this out of the package that I'll show you. But I do have some carded examples. But this is the Iron Grenadier Destro, and there's this. The only difference between these two is in the top top corner up here. This says as seen on TV, and this was 25th anniversary with the silver foil label around for the 25th anniversary. This one came out first, but I ended up picking up a second one. So actually I have three, so that's pretty cool. Now they also came out in that same era with the regular Destro. Now, I never took this one out of the package because I already had one from the 5-pack, exact same figure. So I already had a Destro like this, so I didn't buy another one to take out of the package because I already have one. And then they did a little retro line, and this one, you got to be careful with these because the glue comes off really easy from these figures. I've never taken him out of here, but the glue just came off. So there's the retro Destro. What years are those? What years are those? Okay. Now this one came out in 2007 or 8. I'm pretty sure 2008, possibly 2009. This one definitely came out in 2008. This one I think came out in late 2007. This one came out in like 2016, 2011. No, it was way later than that. It was in the 2020s when they tried to do the 3 3/4 inch retro line, which I have a bunch of these. I have all of these carded and out of the package, so I'll be showing those periodically. But yeah, let me slide these back over here out of the way. Now, I don't want to get into my modern figures, which I just knocked all over the floor because I've got a bunch of them in here, of course. But I'll start with the vintage ones first. Now, in 1988, besides the gold-headed Destro, they brought out the vehicle called the Demon, and here is his driver, the Ferret, and that's the original 1988 Ferret. Also in 1988, they came out with Destro's General, that'd be Voltar, and he came out carded with a Condor. And some people are calling that Condor Lord Condor, but I can't find any references to that. And definitely not on the file card of why they call it Lord Condor. But as far as I know, that wasn't Voltar's name for him. So I don't know. But some people are calling him that. So there it is. Of course, I've been watching Destro as my spirit animal. So there you go. Good show. Good channel, by the way. So if you like G.I. Joe stuff, check that out. The other one they came out with in 1988, besides Destro, Ferret, and Voltar and the Iron Grenadiers, was the Nullifier, which came with the anti-gravity pod, the AGP, which I never got. I ended up getting this figure years later separate. And this is a big, bulky, cool-looking figure. And I'm glad I was able to pick this up finally. And the visor is pretty cool. It looks like it's like rigid right there. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe get it in the light. It's pretty cool. It's a pilot. He's a pilot type. But yeah, I never had that character growing up. I got it like maybe 5 years ago. Now in 1989, they continued the Iron Grenadier line. They brought out a new elite trooper, which is the Iron Grenadier is Destro's elite trooper. But they brought out another elite trooper called Annihilator with a little mini helicopter. It was pretty cool. He basically had a little backpack with a very little rotor. There's no way it would actually fly in real life. But, it's Cobra technology. Who cares? But I always liked these Annihilators. They were cool looking figures. And I hope they do a classified version of these guys. I don't know if they'll ever do one of the Ferrets, but if I can not drop anything else today, but it's a Joe take, so naturally I'm going to drop something. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to do a Ferret in classified, maybe a Voltar, and maybe the Nullifier. But Annihilators would be cool. They brought these out as another troop builder. Or this guy right here, the Target, which was trans atmospheric. It was an acronym, but it was TRAGAT instead of ET. And these guys had these backpacks that were jetpacks, but they would drop from orbit and then activate their jetpacks and fly into battle. It was really cool. So these guys had helicopters, and these guys had jetpacks. So many helicopters, many jets. So it was pretty cool. Oh, and these guys, this is what they look like with their visor up. It was actually, let me see if this guy's got better paint. Yeah, there it goes. This guy doesn't have a visor, so he's got better paint. I think that's why I did it that way. Now, that's just, some of the stuff they came out with in 89. Now, they came out with another figure in 89 with a vehicle called the Evader. And it was Destro's cousin, Darklon, which they do have a classified version of it. I will show you today. I have that. So, yeah. And he came with this big old Gatling gun-like thing. And in the comics, he actually fired darts out of it. But I don't know if you can go from bullets to darts. But, yeah, it's a massive Gatling gun. And it was funny because he used it to trank Road Pig in the comics, because Road Pig's a big boy. And I have a movie clip that I'm going to show you of a movie I'm putting together called G.I. Joe Lady Bloodright. And I have a scene 10 to show you tonight. And this is the end of our summer of clips, and then I'm going to do the finale and put the whole movie together. And hopefully in October, have the full movie to present to you on From the Hill. It'll be a premiere. Now, in 1990, Iron Grenadiers continued, and they continued longer than any other sub team in the vintage line. Now they've all continued on into other eras and stuff, but actually in the vintage line, nothing lasted as long as the Iron Grenadiers. Now they also had Destro's Frogman, the Undertow, and I got a few of them. I got 3. So, and I got one with all his gear, actually, so this could be cool. They came with flippers like this. That became kind of the standard flipper for Frogman, G.I. Joe or Cobra. They came with a fish called a bear. It was a barracuda that was trained. And so they had a trained barracuda. Undertow, yes, sir. Now, Undertow originally came with this get up here. I think he also came with a knife. I don't really remember. It's been a long time, but he came with this this sled-like thing, and he would be on the sled in the water, and it would pull him through the water. And I don't want to, these figures are so old, the plastic's old, but it came with a little torpedo on the bottom of it, and he'd just go through the water on this sled. And he had a trident-like weapon too. Man, it's been a while. At some point, I want to get all my figures together with all their accessories again. But as a kid and as I grew up collecting, I just started throwing them all in a bag, and I shouldn't have ever done that. Now, in 1990, they came out with one other Iron Grenadier, and that was Metalhead. Now, he also was re-released in '94 with a different version that I never got, but I wasn't really fond of this character. I still am not. They do have a classified version. Now, I will show it to you in the box and I'll explain it to you when I get to that part. Because Undertow not Undertow. A Metalhead is a difficult figure to put all these accessories on. You'll see why. I mean, he comes with lots of missiles and a missile rack. And I do have a video where I filmed it and I showed it. And maybe at some point I will do a dedicated video for Darklon and Metalhead, but we'll see. Because I'm hoping they do some other Iron Grenadiers first. Now, in the 2000s, I gotta pick up all these figures off the floor to show you. Unless I can get somebody to help me and hand me my figures that fell on the floor. Tiger, can I get somebody to hand me these figures I dropped on the floor? Anyway, I got Tiger over here next to me and my wife. But in the 2000s, they brought out Iron Grenadier again, but with a different look, and they had them fully integrated into Cobra by that point. And I thought this look was really cool. It had these big old shoulder pads, and these pop right off. These just come right off, these shoulder pads. And they have a Cobra symbol on the Cobra on the shoulder pad. And once I pop it back on, there's a little groove right in the top of the shoulder that just it pops right in there like that. And it's a Cobra symbol, and he has one on his head and his arm. I'm telling you, the Iron Grenadiers are part of Cobra now, but his helmet comes off too. I thought that was pretty cool. So, like I said, I have a bunch of Iron Grenadiers. Now, that takes us to the modern line, which I showed you some carded examples already. But I have 3 Iron Grenadiers or Iron Grenadiers as examples. Now, this one I have a sword for. And the sword does come out of the sheath, and I'll pull one of them out and show you. If I can get him on the battle stand. Because on the 25th anniversary line, they had foot peg holes, but they put them like all over on the foot. They didn't put them in the same spot. Like on the original figures, they were always at the back. But this is a really nice update. And if you check it out side by side with the original, they did a really good update. It's beautiful figures. They really did a good job. To my friend, gotta run. Have a good night. You too, Dino. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Now we'll just keep on keeping on. We got lots of Iron Grenadiers to look at. Let me see here. Yes, battle stand, and I have a second one here. So that's 2. Got some troops, building some troops here, and I have a third one. There you go. I think this is one for the comic pack because it has 2 pegs on the foot battle stand, and so there's 3 of those. And then I got a 3-pack with Destro, and Destro came in this gray uniform in this 3-pack, and it came with one of the Iron Grenadiers. Normal Grenadiers, and the Iron Grenadier officer, who always played as Destro Sergeant Major. And if you've read the comics, you know who I'm talking about. But he had purple instead of red and gold. He was purple and gold. So I thought it was pretty cool. And like I said, I will. All these swords are the same, so I'll just take one out and show you. And I'm pretty sure even Destro's sword is the exact same sword, but oh no, Destro's is different. I don't know. Let me pull it out. Yeah, it's the same one, just different color, different paint. But he had paint on his. This was like I said, it came with the officer's 3-pack, and it was pretty cool. And I have Okay, let me see here. I got one with the Rise of Cobra line too, and I can't remember what it came with. Maybe one of the comic 3 packs, but and this is a really cool Destro too. But this was the 1988 version, just redone. So I do have examples of that golden Destro for you to see. Let me classify it over here. Everything is so easy to bump because I got so many. I'm gonna have to put all these back. But yeah, this was this is the one that came with the 3 pack. This came with the battles pack. It was like 7 figures with a hiss, a trouble bubble, and a Mobat, and there was like 3 Joes and 4 Cobras. It was or the other way around. It was a really cool set, but that came out in 2009 with as part of the 25th anniversary. But this Iron Grenadier came out with one of the coolest 25th anniversary modern line was the Pursuit of Cobra in 2010 and 2011. And this Iron Grenadier was just badass. I mean, I love this one. I mean, even on his knee pads, you got paint apps, and it was just really cool. They went out of their way and above and beyond to make the Pursuit of Cobra line look really good. Okay, now that's my vintage and my 25th anniversary line, and I'm gonna do this because this is what's happened. I'm knocking everything down, so I'm gonna put these in this box and get them out of the way real quick. Because there's a lot, I'll have to put them all away as soon as I'm done with Overwatch tonight. Actually, I got everything in here. I gotta make sure I get my accessories back with the right characters too. Lots of figures to look at tonight. Like I said, Iron Grenadiers is a troop builder, not just a single figure. Naturally, I knocked the figure I'm going to look at next on the floor. So I will just grab him real quick because it wouldn't be a Joe tape without knocking things on the floor. Lots to look at. What's going on with my phone here? It's doing some weird stuff. No, you're not supposed to do that. Okay. Okay. Dark Lawn. Now, this figure, yes, sir. We're going to take a look at this figure. Now, let's grab the box, too, because I have the box back here. Oh, let's show off Metalhead first real quick, because I'm not going to bring him out of the box. So, he was actually the first one to come out in the classified line. I'm wondering, it was an interesting choice, but I think it's because of all the missiles and stuff. Not a very interesting character for me. I mean, in the deep cartoon, he went around shouting "bang," and that's how he fired his missiles. You know, it was voice activated. But he came with a lot of really cool stuff. He also came with a separate helmet that matched the '94 version, and the hair actually matches the 1990 version. And then he came with a new helmet, which I prefer, cover up his face. But no, these missiles, they are a pain in the butt to get out of this packaging and then put back. So I've done it like 3 or 4 times within the last couple of weeks because I did a video and then I filmed him in a scene just a couple of days ago, and then I put him back. I was like, oh yeah, I needed him out for the Joe Tech, but I decided, hey, I am just going to show you in the box. It's the side art. He's number 118 in the classified series. There's the top. There's the useless information on the side. And there he is on the back, blowing stuff up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. That is Metalhead. Now, here is Dark Lawn's box. We'll start with the useless information first. Front of the box, kind of plain, but window packaging so you can see the figure when he's hanging on my wall. Or on the pegs in the stores. Nice picture of him. This card art, the side art on it should be the card art, is awesome. And he is number 155 in the series. Destro's cousin, Dark Lawn. And we'll take a look at the figure now. Now, he came with some pretty cool accessories. I'm going to set that down because it's falling over. Anyway, he came with an extra helmet. Now, the tradition in the Destro family is to have a beryllium steel mask, and he has 2. And this is more towards the original. Let me see. Let me grab him out of the box here and compare him up. Once I buried him, which I did, of course. Where did you go, Dark One? No, I'm not seeing it. There's both. There he is. Okay, so there he is. You compare him up to his face. And this was more towards the original, but still a little different. But he came with that big old Gatling gun. And the classified too, it's badass, I think. And it's got 2 triggers on it. So it must do 2 different things as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it does have a dart shooter and a regular trigger. Now the original did not have 2 triggers. It just had the 1 handle. So who knows? But there he is. But he did have the knife on the side and the grenades around the ankle like he does on the classified. Now the difference is this knife actually comes out and it's a very nice knife. So he has a cool knife. Now he also comes with this sheath with a badass sword because Iron Grenadiers are supposed to have a sword, right? And there you go. He has a really cool sword. Back on his back, and that's Darklon. So Darklon is Destro's cousin, lord of his own nation called Darklonia, right next to Wukukuk Land. W Land is what they ended up calling in comics. Next up, I am going to take a look at the Iron Grenadier cat because I am saving Iron Grenadier himself for last because, that's just what we need to do around here. Now I'm going to take a look at Destro too, but there is no Iron Grenadier Destro in the classified line yet. This is number 134 in the series, the Iron Grenadier Bat. Now, he's got some cool accessories that he came with. Very cool. I got tons of bats. So, one more bat in the series of bats. But yeah, it's a cool figure, but I do like the box art. Very cool. Now, we'll put him over here, the box, and we'll take a look at the figure and all the accessories. Now, naturally, he has 2 hands, and I will pop this other hand off, and we will look at some of his attachable accessories. And this particular one came with a chainsaw, which I thought was interesting. A really big old buzz saw. So it's badass. It's really badass. I really like this one. And I'm glad I started an hour early because I really want to get into the character too. Hello, Sparkster1701. Welcome in. An Iron Grenadier bat. Yes, sir. Wish I had more of these. These are actually really cool. And he comes with the sidearm. And there it goes. And let's see here. He's got the standard 3 accessories of a bat. And I'm going to take his backpack off and show you guys up close this cool little backpack that attaches right to his back. Now, you can pop in his hand. It really doesn't go well there or in there. The hands don't really fit very well on the backpack. I don't know why. Or maybe it's just my examples of all my bats, but I think that's just the way the hands are made. But all these accessories just pop. There's like a couple of peg holes in there, and then this has a peg hole in it. Right there. I don't know if you can see. There it goes. And we have the standard claw. We have the standard flamethrower and the standard machine gun, or vice versa. People get that confused. I don't know which is which. You got your 2 golden hands for the golden bat because it's Destro. Destro does black and gold and chainsaw. See, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this out and I'm going to show you. Now, I did a whole episode on bats, so I'm not going to do too much with him. But, he comes with that, you can peg them all in there. The chest plate comes off to reveal the gears underneath. It's really cool. And then he also has a damaged chest plate. So let me pop the damaged one on and show you. Which a lot of them started coming with a damaged chest plate. In fact, I think the very first classified bat did. And then it looks like it's all cracked and damaged. I don't know. Let me see if I can get a better. Let me get his buzzsaw out of the way. I don't know. The natural light coming in, not much actual light at the moment. But yeah, it's all cracked and damaged. Maybe if I pop it off and show you on the screen there, you can see it a little better maybe. I don't know. It's just a clear plastic, but there's like all these cracks and stuff in it. It's really cool. Now, this guy came with an extra head. And I do like this. The Arctic Bat came with one like this too, which Arctic Bat is sweet. I can't wait to start taking some pictures with that. When we get some Arctic, extra Arctic gear next year coming out, we got Iceberg coming out and the Snowcat, which I wasn't able to get, but I may be able to get in the aftermarket. Then he has a standard bat head. But for the Iron Grenadier, I think you should have this robotic-looking head that's different. So set him apart from the other with the other bats, because he is the Iron Grenadier bat, and I just about popped him out of his socket here, pulling his helmet off, his head off. But there we go, and back together again. Now he's got this just grouping of accessories here: the hands, the claw, the machine gun, the flamethrower, the backpack holds them all really nice. The extra head, the 2 chest plates, and this one comes with that buzzsaw. It's pretty awesome. Hey, Jess Laws, how you doing? Welcome in, my friend Jess. It is good to see you. So we've got a couple of you popping in here. We got Sparkster 1701. Welcome in. I believe you've joined us before, Sparkster. It's good to see you again. If so, if not, hello for the first time. Pretty sure you have been in here before. But Jess, we see you all the time. Jess actually is going to be doing some voice acting in my upcoming movie, and has already given me some, but not in the clip tonight, unfortunately. But there's only a couple lines she would have done in this one anyway, so it's all good. But when we do the full movie and get it all in after post and get all the extra effects and everything, Purr's shouting me out, and I'm on now. Okay, no. All right. So it's good to see you, Jess. It's good to see you, Sparkster. Now I'm going to take a look at this Destro, because they brought out a Destro right away in the classified line, number 15 in the series, and they called it the Profit Director Destro, and it was based on the standard back and useless information. Then you got some pretty cool art on the front, and I have the head off for a specific reason, and I'll show you here in just a minute. But this particular Destro came with a leopard print cloak and burning money and a golden case. And I do have a retro version I'm going to show you up close here, but this was number 15 online. He came with some shades. He came with purple shades too. It was interesting. Profit Director Destro was based off the Pimp Daddy Destro. That was originally a mistake. That's how I go with structure and deadlines. No worries, Jess. No worries. Now, the reason why I took the gold head off is for the Iron Grenadiers in my movie. I'm using the retro Destro with a gold head instead of his normal silver one. Because, the Iron Grenadier Destro has to have a golden head. So there it is. And of course, he has the retro case that I haven't popped this open since I bought it, I don't think. Because I have like 3 of these cases now. Now inside is a laptop and some money. Mars. And I've used this many times as a prop because it's really cool. But he's got his standard sidearm there, and he's got a pistol, and then he's got his disco look to him with the chain around his neck and his pendant, and then he has his silver head. But I'm going to put the gold head back on him because this is how I have him in my movie. Now, he did a scene in my movie in the very first part with the silver head, but when he joined the Iron Grenadiers, he went with the gold head. So that's just how I roll on that one. Now, we have one more classified figure to show you, and that is the Iron Grenadier himself. And I will show you the box. You want a tiny laptop? Yeah. Well, I have 3 of them, Jim. Just buy a Destro and you'll have a tiny laptop show. Useless information. Yay. Front of the box. Boring. Unless the figure's in there, then it looks nice with the window packaging. And you've got the pictures on the back. He's number 135, 132 in the series. I'm sorry, 135, 132 in the series. And then you've got your side box art. Now, see, this is why I started early, because I knew it would take me at least a half hour to get through all these figures. And I wanted to make sure I got through these. We got Overwatch tonight, and I didn't want to cut into that and make this, have to rush this episode and slow it down any, because we got lots to see. Now, he came out with this big old heavy machine gun. Now this box clip pops right off. Little belt feed, the bullet feed there, and just pops right back on. He's got these two little parts that pop out and or swivel downward, and then and one of them comes off really easy and it ticks me off. But you know, soft plastic, and yeah, you know, you have your choice. You have the hard plastic that becomes brittle, or the soft plastic that doesn't. Is he one that Viper beat down in the first scene? No, he was not. No, Destro was the one standing right beside the Baroness, and he proclaimed her queen, actually. So that's what Destro did. He said she was the leader, and that was it. So this is a badass weapon. And check this message real quick. All right, so here we go. Oh, I forgot it did that. All right, sweet. Now he has a sword too. We'll look at that. Now he's got the standard Destro saber, the Scottish saber. It's supposed to be a Scottish saber. And Zorana pinched. Now that was Major Blood. That was Major Blood, Jess. Zorana pinched Major Blood. Now this, not only does it snap onto the side, which I find annoying because it's snapped on the wrong way, but he also has a part on his back where the sword can go in there. This doesn't really go in there, but you can put the sword without the sheath in there, and it goes in there okay. And that's a better way for him to grab it, but it's a side drawing saber. And he has this standard Destro gun like Destro has. When you take this out, and it goes in the backpack like that. It slides right into the back. He also on the back has a standard sidearm. This guy's loaded out, man. He's got a sword, he's got a heavy machine gun, and he's got a badass pistol, a small sidearm, and he's got this standard machine gun here. Better look, with a little banana clip that pops in and out so that you can reload. There you go. And yes, like some of the other more modern ones, his helmet does come off, and he looks okay without his helmet, but I definitely prefer that look with that helmet. And so much like the original. Let me bring up one of them so we can compare. And, come on, one of my originals. Here we go. Here we go. Got so many moving parts today. Yeah, I think this is more like a combination of a lot of different versions of Iron Grenadier. They probably will bring out a retro and make it look more like this, but I like this version. This is really cool. Excuse me. Now, that's the figures. Got through all of those. So we get to talk about the character of Iron Grenadier and the sub-team. Hey, Cool Gamer. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you. Let's say, hey, Cool Gamer in the chat there. It's always good to have you in. You get a drink here. Okay, so what we got going on today with Iron Grenadiers is major sub-team. Yeah, as you saw, they have lots of different characters. It's pretty crazy. It's Destro's private army. He integrates it into Cobra sometimes, pulls it back out other times, and it's back in. It's just that's the way it works. Back and forth. Just like he is with Cobra. Sometimes he's all in on Cobra, sometimes he's not. So that's kind of how I see that with Iron Grenadiers is what I always call them. And it's hard for me to transition to Grenadier. I know that's what everybody else likes to call them, but it's not what I ever call them. It's because I didn't know how to pronounce Grenadier, if that's the British pronunciation, probably the Scottish pronunciation. Grenadier. But like I said, again, you don't say grenade, you say grenade. So isn't it a grenadier? Is it a grenade, a grenadier, or is it a grenadier? Grenade. That's just my opinion. Hi, cool gamer. Yeah. Hope he is doing good. Okay, so before we move forward, I'm going to go ahead and play the file card video so you can see it straight from Larry Hama. And maybe some of my little touches in there too. But yeah, it's just for flair if identity changes. Most of the time I don't. But here is codename Iron Grenadier.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world. Elite trooper. Primary specialty, infantry. Secondary specialty, marketing and sales. Iron Grenadiers are Destra's elite ground forces, the backbone of his personal army, lured from the world's finest cancer east into dreams by the promise of wealth and power. Destro delivers both to those skilled enough and greedy enough to make the cut, intensely trained in both economics and warfare. They are equally prepared to sell Mars. Wretched customer, or use those same arms to utterly conquer them.
Okay, that's the file card. So let's get into talking about Iron Grenadier. Let's put on a little bit of music behind us. I probably should have had that going the whole time, but I did not. Stuff happens, such as life, as it were. The character in the cartoon, he was never really in it. They had some in the Deke series. The cartoon ended in '87 with G.I. Joe, the animated movie, and 1988 when the Iron Grenadiers came out, no cartoon. In 1989, they had the Operation Dragonfire by the Deke, from the Deke company. See, now we got a dog happening. Okay, so we'll be talking about that in just a minute. But So in the cartoon, they did have Iron Grenadiers in it, but it was they were kind of just like part of Cobra. You had your Annihilators in that. I don't think they ever showed a target. Maybe once, one of those blue dudes I was showing you, targets. None of the regular Iron Grenadiers, because they weren't out at the time in the store, so they didn't have them in the cartoon. They didn't have Darklon, which they should have. They did have the 88 Destro, which was kind of weird because he was no longer in the stores. So that was about it. Destro was just he was working with Serpentor at the beginning of that, and he turned on him when Cobra Commander came back like that because he was sick of Serpentor. So it was a lot of fun. The Deke series was okay. The first season wasn't bad. The second season went really downhill, and they didn't get a third season. But Operation Dragonfire is a decent little 5-part miniseries into one movie. So if you get a chance to watch it, that's a good thing. And I have kind of reviewed it on various episodes of Joe Takes, but not really. It's going to take us to a comic book, which is where Iron Grenadier got some play. Not a lot. Again, there's Annihilators and the Razorback tanks also showed up in the 1993 arcade game on the side of Cobra. Yes, indeed. Razorback was the Wild Boar was the driver of the Razorback. I never had that one, so I didn't show them off today. But yeah, there was the Wild Boar, another Cobra, another Iron Grenadier. I mean, and there was a few others that came out. Roddy Piper had a convention exclusive version of himself as an Iron Grenadier. And then Destro had another general called Mayhem, because Voltar in the comic series, spoiler alert, Voltar was killed by Cobra Commander. Well, he killed a bunch of people, and so it wasn't that, it wasn't like he killed them point blank, but he trapped a bunch of traitors, as he called them, in a bunker and wiped them out. And that was Cobra Commander in the comics, a very different character from the cartoon, for sure. Now, contrary to what Google says, that they say that Iron Grenadiers first appeared in 71 or 72 of the original Marvel G.I. Joe comic book. Look, they first appeared in number 69. I know because I have this issue. They're on the cover, and they aren't in it until like the very last page. So it's kind of a cameo, but it's still their first appearance, depending on how you want to say it. But Destro and his Sergeant Major donned the gear and the helmet. That's the first appearance. They can say what they want, but it's right here in G.I. Joe 69. Okay, and I don't even have 71 out because they're not on the cover, so it seems kind of pointless to me. Now, I've got a couple others I've got out to show you. This one, you may think, why are you showing me this one? This was an issue called Weeding Out. And in this, the trainees, Repeater, Lightfoot, and Budo, with Grand Slam leading them, went on a training mission at the very last to see if they could cut it as Joes after they passed all the training. And only 3 got through the training out of a ton. So that's how it was. They went up against a bunch of Vipers. But in the midst of the battle, it was revealed that these Vipers were actually Iron Grenadiers disguised as Vipers. It was kind of weird. But I like this cover for that reason. And let me see if I can take a look here in the comic. Seems how we got some time today. Weeding Out was pretty awesome. But they were like, Grand Slam got injured, and they went up against these Cobras. Cobra Vipers is what it looked like. Bunch of Vipers. They're attacking Vipers, right? And let's see. It's right near the end. It's revealed that they're actually Iron Grenadiers. And what I thought was weird is that when they revealed it, Iron Grenadiers had their uniform. They were wearing their Iron Grenadier uniform under the Viper uniform. well, so why would they do that? I mean, it's just kind of weird to me. And so it was revealed that they were Iron Grenadiers. It was kind of an interesting twist because they were being attacked by Cobra, they thought, but in truth, they were being attacked by Destro. And so I thought it was a great issue, a really good one to show. Now, they didn't really do a lot with the Iron Grenadiers later, but there was a part where Cobra Commander attacked Destro's castle, and this wasn't the real Cobra Commander, was the imposter Cobra Commander. Why everybody thought Cobra Commander was dead, and Destro defended his castle, busted out with these AGPs, the Nullifier's ship, and Destro's despoiler, and there he is on right there in the cover with his flying chariot that he came with. Now, in the very next issue, he went up against the Python Patrol, G.I. Joe against the Python Patrol, and he had Destro with the gold helmet and Dark One right there next to him. So, Dark One's one of these. One of these is the armored Cobra Commander, one's Dark One. I think that's spelled on there. But they were in Dark One's land, Draclonia, and it was kind of weird because Destro and Dark One weren't exactly friends or allies. They did their own thing. I mean, I suppose because of family, they probably ended up there. There was he just changed his helmet. He just changed his helmet.
I remember
He had a silver one, and then he was switched to gold. Yes, in the live action, it was kind of nanites on his face. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Ben asked me a question. My kid Ben, who's an adult and he got a job now. I'm so proud. Okay, so we got G.I. Joe, Destro Search and Destroy. It was a 3-part limited series, and I really dig this cover. And I wanted to show this off. And I'm pretty sure that's all the covers I wanted to show for comics. I've got A69, I have 82, I have 87, 88, and 116. So there we go. That's right. Good showing of them. Now, this, like I said, this was the first part of a 3-part saga where him and the Baroness were being hunted, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, Lady J actually helped him out, and tit for tat. He helped them before, and like I said, 1 minute they're attacking each other, 1 minute they're working with each other. Kind of, and Destro actually tried to go straight because him and the Baroness were just gonna go off and live their lives together, and Cobra Commander pulled a trick on him and had them with implants that turned him back evil and made him join Cobra again. And so the Baroness went with Destro because she didn't know what was going on. She didn't know that it happened, and then he brainwashed the Baroness, and so everything went pretty crazy after that in the comics. And that's kind of where the Marvel Comics run wrapped up. And in issue 155 is where they ended the Marvel Comics run. And then it started up again with the IDW series with 156. Actually, it started with 155 and a half. And then they did 156 to 300. And now they're with Skybound, which is an Image Comics company. And they're doing, they started with 301, and they're still going as far as I know. I haven't been able to collect them, so I want to because Larry Hama's been writing it, so it's pretty cool. So that's the media appearances. Iron Grenadier themselves was intermittently in there as a trooper, but never really had any major parts that I recall other than Sergeant Major, who was a specific Iron Grenadier character, which is why I used that Iron Grenadier officer as my Sergeant Major. Now, they did come out with a convention exclusive. They came out with a ton of Destro figures, Iron Grenadiers, and they did that twice. And at least once they brought out the Sergeant Major figure. It's pretty cool. So, they did have a few others that were convention exclusives and collector's club exclusives like that I never got. But that's just life, and the way we collect and do, live our lives and do things. But that's all the media appearances and comics and cartoons. So that takes us to where I see on the Iron Grenadiers. They're Destro's private army, bodyguards, salesmen. He sends them out to do his marketing profit sharing program, and he also uses them to keep Cobra in line. He's got his own army now, so he tells Cobra Commander, I don't need you. If you're gonna mess around, I'll just go do my own thing. So Cobra Commander kind of integrates him into Cobra, and they're kind of part of Cobra now, for the most part. So in my storyline, which you'll see in the clip I'm going to play here in a little bit at the end of the show, the Iron Grenadiers are basically just tougher Cobra troopers. They're not Cobra troopers; they're Destro's troopers, but they just work together like it's how I differentiate. Like I differentiate the Vipers from the troopers. They have a slight variation. You've got your Vipers on the low rung, and the troopers who are like kind of they have a little bit more prestige, and then their Destro's troopers are even more so as far as a trooper is concerned. So a troop builder, it's nice to take a look at them every once in a while, because I generally have more figures, because you can buy more. And I have, like, even the original, I have 2 of those. And then I got 2 of each. I was trying to get more. As I was collecting later, I started getting 2. And I was working, so I was able to get an extra one. And I didn't even think about it to get more than 2, except for when Crimson Guard Immortal came out. I got 5 of those bad boys. Well, I got 3 of those bad boys and I had 2 of the original. So I had 5 Crimson Guard altogether. That was the way I saw it. But that's where you're at. The Destro's troops start where the Crimson Guardsman level is at for Cobra. So there you are. That's how I see the Iron Grenadiers. They have their various different fields and subspecialties and areas of expertise, but the Iron Grenadier themselves is the bottom rung Destro's organization, but well above the bottom rung of Cobra. Like I said, they start about where the Iron Grenadier, where the Crimson Guard began. So they work from Vipers to different types of Vipers. Alley Vipers is my highest ranking Viper. Basically, to get to that rank, there's a certain amount of things that you have to learn and do in different fields. Just like with the naval you start as a Cobra Viper, and you work your way up to an eel, or an underwater trooper, then an eel, and then a moray, and a lamprey. It just keeps going up and up and up until you get the Secto Viper and those ones. And there's a lot of different Viper ranks. Iron Grenadiers, that's what you have there too. You have the Iron Grenadier, you have the Annihilators, you have the targets. You have the Undertow for Cobra's naval forces. You have Nullifiers as his pilots. The Ferret as his drivers. Basically, he had his own small little army, just like Cobra. Not as many, but that's why they call it a sub-team. Sub-team of Cobra, Iron Grenadiers, and that's my take on Iron Grenadiers. Now, I do have a bit more to show you. I have, to end the show, I've got a video. Is anyone here? I don't know, Cool Gamer. I know that Jess was here. She might still be here, but I'm probably putting her to sleep. But I'm about to show my movie clip. That might wake her up. I do have my On Joe Takes 70. I'm going to show you guys. And Sparkster's still here. Okay, hey, cool. Hey, Sparkster. Sparkster's 1701, but... it's been a minute. I'm pretty sure that we've chatted before, and so I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play On Joe Takes 70 real quick for you, so you can take a look at the Iron Grenadiers, and we'll get past that. And then I'm gonna play a little clip to get into the movie clip, and then the movie clip, and then we're out. And that'll be my take on Iron Grenadiers. Or Iron Grenadiers, as I originally called them. But no worries, Jess. Like I said, we're about to get to that movie clip, but I've got a few videos to show. So here is On Joe Takes 70 to give you a clear look at the figures, the classified figures that I just showed you.
rise in morning light. Banners red and gold ignite, marching forth with iron pride. Destro's fortitude at every side. We are Iron Grenadiers. We conquer, we reign. Through fire and fear we forge the chain. Dealers of chaos, masters of might. Victory or profit, both are right. Nations crumble, leaders fall. At our price they heed the call. Mars arms feed the endless war. Their ruin opens prophet's door. We are Iron Grenadiers. We conquer, we reign. Through fire and fear we forge the chain. Dealers of chaos, masters of might. Victory or profit, both are right. Commission paid in war and flame. Destro's code we proudly claim. Iron Grenadiers, march on. Iron Grenadiers, sail and profit of most.
And yeah, that's where that ends. It's just yeah, I cut off the music a little early to end the video. That's just a short. The full version of that song you can find on the March of the Iron Grenadiers music video on from Hilt. I think it's on G.I. Joe Gamer channel as well. I'm pretty sure it is. It might not be up yet. I think it's going to be up in a couple of days. So yes, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy that little video. Get a closer look at these figures because it's hard to see them sometimes live. And so I like to show the video near the end so you get a better look at what we were talking about. And like I said, this is a cool figure, Iron Grenadier. Check them out if you like Iron Grenadiers. Now, like I said, I do have a movie clip that's about close to 9 minutes from G.I. Joe Lady Bloodright. It's going to be Act 3, Scene 10. Now, it kind of ends the storyline that's been going on, but there is a finale that I will be shooting that it's going to tie everything together, and then I'm going to put everything together into one big movie. I've got other little clips I'm going to play in between. Go back to the last 11 Joe takes, 10 Joe takes before this one, so 11 including this one. And there was a clip for the movie on each one of those. And some of them are a little shorter, some a little longer, but none of them more than like 10 minutes. And then there's a couple of them in there that's 3 or 4 minutes. But altogether, they're going to be a feature-length movie. And with the finale, it's pretty cool. I wrote a pretty awesome script for it, and I hope you enjoy. Let me boot this up here for you. But before I do that, here's a little clip to explain a little bit about what kind of movie you're going to be, what kind of movie clip you're going to be watching.
Hilt fan play motion. You will see hands. Figures are plastic, but the voices are real. It's from the Hilt. Let's play.
And I'm going to revise that clip because not all the voices are real. It turned out there's a lot of voices in this in this film, and I didn't want my voice to be the only one in here. And we've got Jess Laws doing some voices. Mama Sins is my sister is doing a voice. My wife is the Baroness, but she's only in the preamble, and then she'll be in the finale. Jake Pendragon has done a few voices, and Red Power Ranger Fan 27 has done quite a few voices actually, so it's pretty cool. And I've done a lot, but a lot of the voices are AI, so you will you will hear AI voices, so some of them sound a little off. I would like to have voice actors for all of them, but I can only do what I can do as one person. But so where you go. This is G.I. Joe Lady Bloodright, Act 3, Scene 10. Now, this is a rough draft. It's not complete, but it's as complete as I can make it right now, and I hope you enjoy. We'll give them a moment to see to the wounded and care for their dead.
That's very sporting of you, Destro.
And definitely cuts into our profits.
I offer neither explanations nor excuses, gentlemen.
I'm still working the Stinger Blade feed. But they're learning. Every hack takes longer.
Stay on it. They just might be our ace in the hole.
Time to thin the herd, volunteers. Low light, find a high spot. But you and Junkyard take the Tiger Ram. Shockwave, you might as well take your night pursuit. Wolf Spider, you'll be in the Stinger. And one unaccompanied minor.
Very funny, but you don't need to babysit me, Sarge.
Wouldn't dream of it, Jinx. You're with me in the van. You watch my back, and I'll watch everything else.
Consider it done.
Don't forget Gung-Ho in the watchtower, Sarge.
I couldn't do that even if I tried, Scarlet. He can take the ram.
Leatherneck, see if you can get Xandar talking. Anything useful on Cobra Ops. I want it before we leave.
Interrogation's our specialty. Yeah, subtle like a train wreck.
Outstanding. Let's make it happen, people.
Like Jinx said, consider it done.
Just one job to do first.
Amen to that.
Breathing deep, the fight ain't done. We lost more than we planned for out here. Dust on our boots, blood in rearview mirror. A mission that changed the plan mid-flight, but I still see their faces in the pale blue night. You carry the weight.
Oh, you're taking you home.
There's no shortcut to a soldier's soul.
As I always say, we all go home or nobody goes home. Now let's go to work.
Alpha Lima to Victor Bravo. Scarlet, we've got Stinger Blades here and our airfield is compromised. Cobra has our coordinates. Advise. Over.
Copy, Airborne. You're now priority flight crew. You and I are the only ones certified to receive 130. Stay prepped. I'm coming to you.
Everyone prep for immediate exfil to Alpha Lima. Take what you can. Move now.
Say goodbye to your airstrip Joes.
Bet!
Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Bang. Not today, pal. Good night forever.
That's one way to unplug him.
Save a few for me, Sarge! Plenty for everybody.
He almost had you, Sarge.
Thanks, Jinx. Ooh, doggies. Unexpected. Typical of Sergeant Slaughter's tactics.
I got them.
Then do it already, Dalton.
Already done.
Fall back. Now.
Extraction window's open, Scarlet. Much appreciated. We're falling back.
We'll keep the door open for you, Sarge. Let's go, Dalton.
Scrubbing everything. We're gone.
Airborne, get ready. As soon as the Marauders are aboard, we're wheels up.
Copy. Wounded are on board and the engines are hot.
Hold that ramp for one more minute.
You got your 60 seconds, Sarge.
Set those vehicles for self-destruct, and then I'll see you on board the C-130.
It's a fucking tragedy.
Language!
What? Tragedy?
He's probably talking about the word it.
Yeah, for sure.
Something's off. I'm just being paranoid.
You're strong, but not strong enough. What in the hells? Oh, she's not alone.
Big Ben. Took your bloody time.
Didn't want to steal your moment, path.
Nice bike. Zondar's.
Didn't think he'd be needing it. Yeah. I borrowed that same bike once. Oh shit. Zondar. Well, I'll be. He's one tough egg that never cracked. We forgot all about him. How the hell did that happen?
It's all good, Leatherneck. You're not the first one to forget about him, and you won't be the last. All present and accounted for. Close it up, cover girl.
All aboard. Please fasten your seatbelts and ensure table trays are in the upright position for takeoff.
Cute. Punch it.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's just Scarlet.
Of course you'll know. You'll be taking full responsibility for this fiasco.
Better the responsibility than your blame.
No matter. This was our Lady Commander's ultimate goal. Onward to Utah!
Well, this was a bust.
Make it happen, people.
And that is scene 10. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I do have to clean up some of the audio and lower some of the sound effects and some of the backgrounds. I gotta tweak a little bit, but that's 10 scenes, 10 weeks in a row, plus the previous month with the preamble. That's 11 scenes already done. And now I just got to do shoot and film the finale. I got a lot going on back over here with all these figures. So I will be doing that. And I hope you guys have really enjoyed G.I. Joe Lady Bloodright. I'm having a lot of fun making it. I need to finish up G.I. Joe Dungeons and Disinformation, which was last year, and well, actually the last couple of years I worked on some of that. Thank you, Sparkster. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. That's why I do it. And I want to share it with you guys. Yeah, like there. I want to share it with you guys. This passion I have for G.I. Joe. I've been inspired by Larry Hama, by the cartoons, all sorts of media for G.I. Joe, the movies. I loved all three movies. Now, I have various opinions on the movies, which I, on my Joe take for Akiko, which I did a couple summers back. I did a ladies month, and I did all G.I. Joe and Cobra ladies for that month, and it was a lot of fun doing that. And so I talked about all three movies and some of the animated stuff, but I even showed off all the movie figures and stuff in that particular Joe take. So if you can check that out, like I said, 70 Joe takes for you to look at now. This will be number 70. So I hope you have enjoyed my take on Iron Grenadier and my scene for G.I. Joe Lady Bloodright. In about 45 minutes, will be Overwatch. And Victor Gibson is definitely going to be joining me. I have not heard from Gaming with ADHD yet, but they may be joining me soon. And that's what I have for you today. I appreciate it, Sparkster. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you enjoy all our work here on Logan G.I. Joe Gamer Channel, and check out From the Hilt. There's a lot of stuff over there too. We do music, live play games. We have a military action game that we play over there. Some of it has been on this channel too. So if you see some of it over here, the games have been continued over on the G.I. Joe on From the Hilt, our main channel. As a hobby, you build Lego versions of the vehicles. You started to make figures as well. This December, you'll have videos on YouTube of Iron Grenadiers. If you join our Discord, Sparkster, if you're into Discord, there should be a link in the description. If not, there is on From the Hilt. If you join the Discord, you can share all that stuff, and I would definitely like to check out some of your images and videos on that, because I didn't really get into the Lego ones much, because the Creo I did never have the money or the time. Yeah, that does sound cool, Sparkster. I agree, Jess. But yeah, so we got lots to do, and next month on G.I. Joe Gamer on Joe Takes, right here on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel, we're going back to more of a normal schedule. I won't have the Joe Takes Classics next month, but that'll be back in October. But what we do have going on for next month on Logan G.I. Joe Gamer channel, we'll have we're going to have Joe Takes reissued, issue 11. We're going to be looking at Crocmaster. I've already made that video. It's already set to premiere on the 10th on a Wednesday, in 2 weeks from today, as a matter of fact. And then the following week will be Joe Takes 71, and I'm going to start doing for the rest of the season, all the way till May, Grunt versus Cobra Valkyries, and that'll be. Plus, I'm going to start doing a checklist at the end of each episode. So I'll be doing my 82 checklist of what figures I have and what figures are in the classified series currently for that original year of G.I. Joe, and then the following month I'll do 83, and then so on and so forth. And then the week after that, we'll have another Joe Takes reissued, number 12, Firefly. And on that same night, we'll have the next. We're going to do an Overwatch tonight, but we'll have Overwatch 5, and we're going to do some stuff on that one. So we'll see what's going on. We're going to be looking at ranks tonight. G.I. Joe ranks. We already looked at all the grunts and the troopers of G.I. Joe last Overwatch, and the file cards a little bit. And I've got a booklet that I put together that we're going to be looking at, and we'll be talking about the leaders tonight, from sergeants on up to the officers. So join us for that here in just a little while. And that's next month. So we got nearly a full regular schedule next month on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. But Joe Takes Classics will be back in October, but we're starting season 2 of Joe Takes Reissued next month too. So just 2 weeks. Let me see. Are you going to make a new movie every year? I don't know, Jess. I might do like a series and just do episodes, and then just do a series of episodes and then put them out slowly. I don't know. I've been thinking about doing a lot of different things, but we'll see how it works, because this was a lot for a 2-month shooting schedule. It was pretty crazy, and I don't think I want to put myself through that again. Even though it was a lot of fun, it was also a lot of work, and especially with the voice acting and all that. And I want to put everything together and then advertise for it and put it out next time that we do something like. I love that because I say we because. From the Hilt is a group, and I do my G.I. Joe Gamer stuff here on this channel, but we do a lot of stuff on From the Hilt as well. And our Friday show, we're going to be looking at G.I. Joe Retaliation in next month, at the end of next month. So that should be a lot of fun. So yeah, we're going to have some G.I. Joe stuff over there too next month. Yeah, that's my take on Iron Grenadier and the sub team and the character, and I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you on Overwatch in just a little over a half hour at the top of the next hour. So on that note, Logan out, and we'll see you next time on Joe Takes.
Logan's room full of Joe Take dreams. Crimson Guard with eyes on the team. Snake Eyes silent and mean, but tough to rile. Roadblock rhymes and cooks with style. Duke as the first shirt, making with a plan. Cobra Commander schemes with his clan. Scarlet Sharp hits hard, flips fast. Destro's armor gleams from the past. Logan's G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue, it's up to you. Stay a while and listen for the consumerism. Logan's G.I. Joe's takes, given with enthusiasm. Zartan shifting sneaks in disguise. Storm Shadow's blade cut through lies. Baron is cold with her deadly aim. Shipwreck laughs, wins the game. Doc's healing hand in the fray. Flint shotgun clears the way. Major Blood's battle cry echoes near. General Hawk leads, we cheer. From the Hilt on YouTube, tune in for a day. Joe Takes to help you with your play. Let's put these characters to the test. Logan's the G.I. Joe Gamer, plays it best. Joe, Cobra, let's go. Let's go. Logan's G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue,